So it's hot. It's really, really hot. It's like 96 in the shade right now, and it's disgusting. So I apologize if we haven't been posting videos very often. I know you guys probably wanted to see the finishing product of Adam's car, and you can see that if you go over to Adam's channel. He's got a lot of stuff on there. But we're going to put together a small video of what little footage we were able to take during this process, and I'll show you why we were able to take very little footage during this process. And it involves, you know, moving the shop and a few other odds and ends. So we are currently, well, I'll just take you inside and show you. That is why. Because we're almost completely moved out of here. So Adam picked up the car on Friday morning. No, I'm sorry, Saturday morning. Picked the car up Saturday morning, and that afternoon at 2 o'clock, we started moving the shop. So we were literally waiting to finish up Adam's car so that we could start moving the shop. Now, we were jumping and jamming on Adam's car trying to get that done so that he could have the footage he needed. Plus, we needed to get it out of here so that we could empty the shop out. So right now, the only really big things we have left to move, we got to move the oil tank, which thankfully is empty. We got to move the toolbox, which I need to keep here so that we can take down the loft and move the equipment. And this guy here, of course, during the move, decided that the 2 rear airbags were just going to exit stage left. So got to put a set of airbags in that, and there's a rear upper control arm that's shot, so it stays up like that for about an hour, and then it drops out and basically sets the frame on the ground. So that's something we got to fix, but we are for sure just about out of here. We got probably another 2 or 3 days because we got to coordinate getting all this equipment moved. And you know, the Bridgeport probably weighs 2,200 pounds. The lathe is about 1,000 pounds. The lathe is actually relatively easy to move. That's not too bad, but this guy, 2,200 pounds, and all of it is right about there. So it's very difficult to kind of move around. And then, of course, the welding table, which is solid 1/2-inch plate steel. So that's a little heavy. We got to get that out. And somebody please grab this VQ. It's blown up, but you know what? Take it for free. Scrap it. Get some parts out of it. It's still got a good crank in it, and it's still got good heads on it. It just has no compression, so who knows what happened to it. But either way, come and get it, guys. It's free. You're not going to find any better deal on a VQ than free. It's even a low compression VQ so that it spins over easier. You're great. You're good. So yeah, we're going to take out the electrical. That huge electrical wire there that's like $1,000 worth of cable, so we're going to take that too. And yeah, we're almost out of here, guys. The new shop is looking pretty good. Maybe we'll take a ride over there in a little while. I'll show you guys what kind of a disaster we're working with, and maybe we'll try to start organizing some of that. But this is what we're looking at right now. Almost completely out. All right, guys, so now that we got all of the where have I been stuff out of the way, why don't we go ahead and watch the little bit of video that I do have with Adam's car and getting it started and running and everything else. And it is all over the place, so I'm going to warn you right now because a lot of the footage is over on Adam's channel, so go check that out. And check out the drop on them dubs. Yeah, although it looks kind of cool, it's really not that functional, so we gotta fix that. All right, enjoy. What's going on, guys? So finally, after some short shipping delays, we can finally get back onto the 4G. We are going to be doing the full timing setup today. We're going to get that all done. Then hopefully we're going to try to get this thing off the stand, mounted back to the transmission, and back in the car. That's the goal. Now, weather report, I don't know. Let's go check it out. I have a feeling it's going to be a nasty one. Yeah, so we're looking hazy, hot, and humid. So guys, it's gonna be pretty disgusting today. I can feel it already, and it's not even noon. But we got to get some stuff on this table over here cleaned up. We're gonna get the intake manifold cleaned up, get that on the motor. We're gonna do all the timing stuff. I'll probably time lapse the timing stuff, which is kind of funny. And then I'll bring you guys back for some, you know, my usual more fab tips and tricks type of thing. And we'll let you know what's going on. Alright guys, so the motor is officially in time. Now here's a little tip and trick. Well, not necessarily a tip and trick, but something to look out for. You may have a tendency to tighten up this pulley and just pull the little grenade pin out of this tensioner, which I'll show you what the pin looks like, why they call it a grenade pin. That's the pin. It goes in here and it actually retains the piston for the auto tensioner. Now, what you want to make sure you do is you actually leave the pin in, you tension this pulley, you put tension on it going counterclockwise, tighten this bolt down to 35 or 36 foot-pounds, it's right around that area somewhere. Once the belt is tensioned using that pulley, then you can pull the grenade pin. Now what'll happen is the grenade pin should actually fit, or when you pull the grenade pin out, that tensioner shouldn't really move at all. It shouldn't, you know, pop out this way or what have you. Now if you do not tension this pulley first and you just pull the pin, you will actually overextend this hydraulic tensioner. This arm will hit the bottom of the water pump and ultimately your belt will not be tensioned and it will pop. It'll pop off the crank pulley, it'll pop off one of the cam gears, you know, something like that. So now one of the biggest problems, or one of the biggest hassles with doing this job, is if you have the balance shafts in here, you need to line up the oil pump pulley properly. See, this arrow right here is actually the timing mark for the balance shaft. It lines up with this little arrow right here, that guy right there, and that guy right there. Now when we did this, we lined it up. Unfortunately, because this pulley is so much smaller than all the others, it would literally take you, I can't remember the exact amount of revolutions, but if we spin this thing enough, we can get these to line back up again. So if you do have your balance shafts in there, you will have to line that up carefully, and getting the belt to go from here to here can be a big pain in the butt. Now in the time lapse, you saw me use a little technique that I love to use on these motors. Now you can buy a little tool that actually slides into here and locks these cams with their timing marks in place. But you can see we are timed there and we are timed there. And the way that we do it particularly is with 2 wrenches. So you saw basically we take one wrench, put it here, and then we take another 17 mil wrench and we put it here. And then you take those 2 wrenches and you squeeze them until the 2 cam gears line up. Once they line up with the timing marks, take a pair of vice grips and just clamp them. And this way the cams can't move at all. There's no chance of them moving, whatever, they're clamped tight. So then you can run your belt how you need to, you can run your tensioner, you can do everything, and that'll keep you from having the issue where a cam moves a little bit, and then when you go to tension this pulley right here, it pulls the actual crank gear out of line, and then you're fighting it back and forth. So if you lock the cams down in place just like that, then you're golden. Now another thing you can do too, but it's kind of hard, is If you've got the front half of a valve cover, there are some flats on the cams themselves where you could put a couple wrenches and do the same thing. But I find it easier just to literally do that, clamp the wrenches together, and then you're good to go with the rest of your timing stuff. So now that we've got this timing stuff installed and everything's looking good, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're going to install all the rest of the accessories, the timing covers and everything. And then we're going to make the custom bracket for the alternator because the water pump is different, so the Evo 5 bracket doesn't fit. We gotta find a bolt for that. And then we should be good to go with getting this thing off the stand and potentially into the car. Okay guys, so what don't you see in this general area any longer? What you see is the old dead guy there, and bingo, the engine is in. It is so humid right now, my hands are like prunes from being in gloves, but engine's in. Look at that new map manifold. These guys killed it on this stuff. It looks really, really nice. So now we have got the task of putting all of the car stuff back together. If you want to see this thing actually going in the car and some more about what we did today, go check out Adam's channel. I'll put the link down in the description. He'll have a breakdown of what we did to put this thing together. He did some time lapses. He did a few other odds and ends. But for right now, the engine is in. I'm sweating. I'm going to go take a ride in my car and cool off a little bit because I'm dying right now. So see you guys in a bit. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse of us putting the engine in. And yeah, so the next best thing to do is go check out Adam's channel because he's got the entire thing, but check this video out too because it's pretty cool. So here it is, all in the car, 100%. Check out that sick manifold by Map. And as a fabricator, these guys did a really nice job with this thing. The polish on it is beautiful. They did a really nice job welding it. It's real strong material, so kudos to them. But yeah, right now we are running on the stock coils because we need to remap the ECU for the dwell of the new coil kit from Map, which is over here somewhere, which is sick. And you'll see that in Adam's video as well, so we'll be putting that in too. But we had a couple little odds and ends that we got to button up tomorrow, and we'll film that too. So what we're going to do is I'll give you guys a quick sound clip of this thing running because it actually does run now. And then tomorrow we're going to do some stuff. So here we go. See if she starts on E85. Oh yeah. Nice and quiet too. Motor's like super silent. Listen to this exhaust, guys. This is the best part. Doesn't that thing sound amazing? You should hear it ripping. Check out Adam's video, it'll be ripping in there. But yeah, so she runs amazing. And what we will be doing tomorrow is a nut and bolt check. So basically we're going to go through the entire car. We drove it a little bit tonight. We're going to go through the entire car. We're going to basically do a quick nut and bolt check, which means go through everything that we touched and everything that we didn't touch and make sure everything is tight, roadworthy, ready to go. It's got brake-in oil in it right now, so may drive it a little bit more tomorrow just to kind of get some brake-in mileage on it. We're going to change the oil out, make sure everything is good, no leaks. We got a couple clamps we got to replace, and there's just a couple little odds and ends that we need to iron out, which is typical with any of these builds. And yeah, so look forward to that time lapse. It'll be in this video. It'll be a minute from now, or a second from now for you guys, but for me it'll be about 12 hours because I'm going home and sleeping a lot tonight. So we'll get this thing done, and then I believe it is getting tuned tomorrow afternoon potentially. And yeah, so depending on when this video goes up, tomorrow might be yesterday might be 2 days from now, who knows. But I'm going home tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, so that's the current state of where we're at right now. We're finishing up the move. We're going to try to get some more videos for you soon. I hope you enjoyed the little bits and pieces we had left of the footage from Adam's car. Thing sounds sick. If you don't, if you haven't seen the full finished product, go over to his channel, check it out. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, a like, subscribe to me, subscribe to him, subscribe to everybody in Connecticut, because I think we're all pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go relax a little bit before it cools down. Once it cools down, I'm gonna start working again, and hopefully we can get some more of this stuff over to the new shop. So have a great day, guys. I love every one of you. Be safe. Out.